In our video, we counted everything by hand without a sewing pattern, but you can just go by the markings in your downloaded PDF pattern. Mark all folds with X and O. Fold pleats as indicated in the pattern from X to O and pin them in place. Top stitch the pleats just below the waistband with a straight stitch. Also secure the front edges at the upper edge. Let me show you again. All markings with X are supposed to be folded on the markings O, creating a so-called box pleat. Sometimes it is easiest to mark all your fabric, but sew each pleat individually to make them perfect. Once you are done, your panel should look like this. You can see that the sides have a space of around 10 centimeters before the first pleat begins, but you've secured the folded 5 centimeters also at the top. Let's continue with your waistband. You can use the sewing pattern, but as there is no underlap, it is easiest to now measure your skirt and cut the velvet ribbon length exactly. Add 1 centimeter for seam allowance. Cut your back piece from the cotton fabric by adding 1 to 1.5 centimeters seam allowance around your velvet ribbon all around. Place interfacing on the cotton fabric and iron on, cut down to this size. Now comes the tricky and somehow unusual construction part. Place the velvet ribbon left side to right side on the top of your fabric piece. Leave about 1 centimeter seam allowance. Sew the piece with a small straight stitch of your sewing machine really very close to the edge. If possible, use the weaved border of your velvet piece and stitch in the ditch. Press the seam allowance of the waistband inward. Prepare 2 hangers of around 14 to 15 centimeters from satin ribbon. Mark the position of your hangers on each side, form a loop and secure with straight stitches of your sewing machine. Now pin your waistband on the upper edge. You are sewing the right side of your interlined fabric piece to the left or wrong side of your upper skirt. Make sure that this step is right. You will then fold the velvet ribbon on top, and it will lay beautifully as waistband on your skirt. It is, however, a different process to your usual waistband process, as you are first sewing the inside and will finish on the outside. As for the edges, simply fold the fabric and velvet ribbon to the inside in the exact same length as your skirt. The edges should all match up. Sew the waistband to your skirt with a longer straight stitch. You will now have to go through quite a few layers of fabric. As you can see here, we are making sure that the waistband fold exactly matches up the edge of our skirt. Press the seam allowance upwards inside the waistband. Finally, fold the velvet ribbon to the front and hand stitch in place with small stitches. Alternatively, you can stitch close to the edge with the machine, but hand stitching looks more elegant. This is your finished waistband.